island of Crete in Greece, we flew to Geneva in the far west of Switzerland, taking a train from there to a suburb of the capital, Bern. We think of Switzerland as mountainous, but there's plenty of flat land for agriculture and industry. Changing trains in Bern. Kersatz is a small, nearby residential suburb. Our apartment had a huge window that provided an incredible view, even when it was raining. But especially when the weather was clear and the famous Swiss Alps beckoned from the horizon. Kersatz itself is a cute little town with some traditional buildings and one Lidl supermarket, but not much else. The nearby town of Belp, a very short train ride away, has more facilities, and we'd recommend staying there over Kersatz. Bern, Switzerland's capital, is only 20 minutes by train from Kersatz. The historic Old Town is bordered by the Aar River. Bern has long been associated with bears, and the animal is on the city flag. The far side of the river has been home to the city bear park since the 16th century to house their mascots. Stairs lead down to the river if you want to hang out and dip your feet, or walk along the water up through the woods. Old Town itself is a mix of medieval and Renaissance architecture and decorations, including 11 ornate 16th century public water fountains. The 15th century Gothic cathedral is the tallest in Switzerland, and the bells can be heard around the city. We were also treated to the sounds of a flugelhorn trio. I was excited to visit Bern. Albert Einstein lived here from 1903 to 1905. His house is now a museum, and it was here that he wrote his scientific theories that changed the world. Einstein had been working on his theories for over a decade. Long before living in Bern, he'd been mentally stuck on a key paradox. One day, he was riding a streetcar away from Bern's medieval astronomical clock, the Zeitglocke, and he imagined that the streetcar was moving at the speed of light. He realized that his pocket watch would still tick off the seconds, but the Zeitglocke would be frozen in time. Within 6 weeks of this epiphany, he had finalized his special theory of relativity. Another day trip we took by train was into the Swiss Alps. The train system in Switzerland is efficient and on time, but it is expensive, especially with same-day purchases. Buying a day in advance can save significant cost, and 2 to 3 days is even better. We stopped to change trains in Thun, a town upriver from Bern on the Aare. We only had time for a quick tour before hopping onto the next train, then riding along the shore of Lake Thun, and changing trains again in Interlaken. Heading south, we went deeper into the mountains, into Lauterbrunnen. Nestled in a deep valley, Lauterbrunnen matches what we thought a Swiss mountain village would look like, with peaked roof wooden buildings and spectacular mountains in all directions. What we didn't expect was the 974-foot Stabach Falls, towering over the village, its water powerfully yet delicately cascading down the rocks. Heading back north, we followed the White Lucina River that originated far up above Lauterbrunnen into Interlaken. Aptly named, Interlaken lies between the Thun and Brienzer lakes. The Aare River runs between the lakes on the edge of town. Interlaken is a crossroads and the gateway to the Alps, as well as a very popular place for paragliders. From Interlaken, we went back by train to Spies, a lakeside town with a 10th century castle and church. Spies is where we caught a ferry to travel to Thun on the lake. Train travel in Switzerland is wonderful, but going by ferry is spectacular. The lake was buzzing with boaters, parasailers, and others enjoying the water. As we approached Thun, it became apparent that not all the fun being had was on the water. There was even a lakeside wedding going on. Exiting the lake into the Aare River, we docked at Thun and caught the train back to Kersatz. After Bern, we went by train to Basel, on the border with France and Germany. Since Switzerland is so expensive, we stayed 20 minutes away from Bern in Mulhouse. Now in the Alsace region of France, Mulhouse was aligned with the Swiss Confederation for nearly 300 years. Our apartment was right across from the main train station in a nice, quiet residential neighborhood. On the other side of the tracks, the medieval Old Town and Main Square reflect the city's Swiss-German heritage. The 14th century Gothic church is one of the few Swiss Calvinist churches in mostly Catholic France. And the 16th century town hall shares elements with what we saw in Goslar, Germany. The city's name originally meant mill house in German, and it used to be a major milling center situated on the Rhone to Rhine Canal that connected the two great rivers. Today, the canal is still pretty popular with boaters. Just over 30 minutes north by train from Mulhouse, Colmar is quintessential Alsatian. The train station is beautiful, a bit reminiscent of St. Mark's Square in Venice. One section of Colmar is even called Little Venice because of its canals. But it's the classic Alsatian half-timber houses that Colmar is known for. And it's one of the French towns that Disney drew from for its Beauty and the Beast films. Colmar's St. Martin's Catholic Church is also known for its colorful roof tiles. Basel straddles the Rhine River and, like Bern, is part of German-speaking Switzerland. It's a walkable city with an excellent tram system, including one celebrating the legendary career of native son Roger Federer. We grabbed an early lunch a few minutes walk from the train station. Market Halle was just opening up, but it's a great place if you don't know what you want to eat, because they have a little of almost everything. Basel grew out of a fortified Gaulish town from the 1st century BCE. Its strategic location has made it the third largest city in Switzerland and the largest city on the Upper Rhine past Strasbourg, France. Bordering France and Germany, a short tram ride from Basel takes you to the three countries' pedestrian and cycle bridge that spans the Rhine, and provides a panoramic view of all three countries. Not far from the bridge was the riverboat port where we were supposed to start a Rhine river cruise, but that's a story for our next video. The Rhine is very much a part of daily life in Basel, at least in the summertime, whether picnicking beside it or floating down it, or even rowing up it in a traditional riverboat. There are ferries that have been operating for 170 years, powered entirely by the force of the river, pulling at a 45-degree angle on a suspended steel cable. It's a leisurely and decidedly different way to cross the river for only 2 Swiss francs per person, about €2.